Good night, everyone, and we are here for the men's Supa-Liga B Grand Final between Northern Hawks and West Coast Cobras. Here are the team lists for both teams. We'll be getting there out shortly for you guys. Yes, please. Can you not use this one?
The lineup for today for the West Coast Cobras: number 21, Gregor Zirkus; number 19, and captain Jordan Giacopo; number 17, Thomas Law; number 25, Ben Kanechi; number 30, Nixon Denal; number 42, Zachary Groden; 60, and in goals for the Cobras, Nanwat, or also known as Oat; number 22, and goal scorer, Lachlan Ryan; and number 7, Alte Altantis. The lineup for the Northern Hawks today: in goals, number 56, Nathan Govias; number 12, Benjamin Ward; number 10, Riquan Rapoli; number 16, Daniel Fumato, playing on court today instead of in goals; number 8, Avi Kultas; number 14, Nishan Alagoda; number 17, Bradley Kazic; and number 3, Gabe Reynolds. We also have Sebastian Reynolds on the bench for the Northern Hawks. Game's just a slight delay while we fix up courtside spill. The whistle's about to blow. Sure will be a great hit out tonight. West Coast Cobras finishing second in the league, only 1 point away from Perth Pumas, and it was the final match of the season which decided who the league's winners would be. Northern Hawks coming in on fourth place on 31 points compared to the 36 that West Coast Cobras accumulated. Out of the games that they played this season, we had West Coast Cobras on 11 wins to Northern Hawks 9. The West Coast Cobras certainly dominant in front of goals with 57 goals scored and conceding 32. Northern Hawks 59 to 20. And that's a kickoff here. It's quite a quick start. But Tim Ziba in fixo position, driving the ball forward, finding Fumato with a quick volley there. Excellent technique on that one, looking to try and score early. That's okay. She's going to sit. You go there. That's a ball over the top, and Govey is collected and throws long. It's Alton Tass now who gets on the ball and drives forward. Ball out of play. It's Zeba again. He looks forward. Plays a ball in over the top. Again looking for Fumato, who gets the shot off this time, but it's Oat who sets well and wins possession. Avi sends a ball across, and it's Nixon who manages to get the ball back, and sliding save there from Oat to keep the ball in his D. He's only got long options. The pressure high from the Northern Hawks. Giacopo here on this left flank, captain today for the for the West Coast Cobras. And it's Lachlan Ryan who starts the shooting for the Cobras side. Zeba, long again. Seems to be a trend to start this half. And it's Lachlan Ryan, drives forward, comes inside, gets on his left foot, and it's a deflection there off of Kazic. We'll see the first corner of the half. Ball from Giacopo straight into Fumato. And a quick counter here. We'll see Kazic on the ball. And it's Oat who's read that one well and come and denied that opportunity very quickly. Fumato again. Looks long, and the shot, and he's finished it! Out of nowhere, Dan Fumato starts the scoring for the Northern Hawks. Nice celebration there from him. We'll have a look at the replay. Beautiful finish straight into the back of the net. Ball kicked away there. Playing out Alton Tass on the flank, and it's the West Coast Cobras who look to play the 3-1 formation.
Sorry about that little hiatus. We are now back. We've started quickly with the Northern Hawks going 1-0 up through a Dan Fumato screamer after we've seen a earlier attempted bicycle kick from him. So the Northern Hawks look like they're trying to dictate the game early. They have had the run of play. The West Coast Cobras look like they haven't quite settled yet, but I'm sure it's a matter of time. Obviously, they did come second in the league, and I think the Northern Hawks ended up finishing fourth. But yeah, the West Coast Cobras just need to play their way into the game. Obviously, the Northern Hawks have got possibly a bit more big game futsal experience with the likes of Dan Fumato, Rakan Azri, and Batim Zeba. Batim trying to dictate the game as he does most weeks. Here he is on the ball now. Chips it forward. Kicks into Lockie Ryan. Jar Jar with a loose touch, and Dindor wins it. It's turning a bit scrappy now. And here, Lockie Ryan on the left. 1-on-1 with Zeba. Plays it to Jar Jar, and I'll tell you, Jar Jar finishes, and an unnecessary celebration. But a good finish there from Jar Jar. He's happy with that one. And we're back level as Jar Jar checks out, as that Groudon checks in. But that was great work there from Lockie Ryan. So the score's back even, and in terms of the Cobras, parity's being restored, and that's a great save by the Cobras goalkeeper. The sharp save there after the down the line. Zeb with the long shot. Ryan just chips it over. Great honesty there from Lockie Ryan, claiming the corner ball. Kyle Azri will take it. He's on the line. I think we've got a dummy coming in. That was a nice little set play there by Zeba, as Groudon and Giacopo run into Groudon. Zeba not happy, drops the ball in disgust. Wants to let the ref know it didn't hit his heel. Groudon gives it to Ryan, and he gets it back. Groudon with the step over. Gives it back to Lockie Ryan. He will dictate this game all day for the Cobras. A great target player. Giacopo, the captain, down the line. Ryan holds it up. He's being double teamed, makes Zazri, but gives it away there to Zeba. Giacopo, Zeba comes forward and goes for an outrageous chip. Dan Fumato on the sidelines, not happy. Groudon, the number 42, gives it away. Unfortunate there. So the Hawks looking to gain a bit of possession, obviously. The Cobras in the last 5 probably decided to get on top. And that has just gone out. That'll be a Cobras side ball. Rakan Azri brings it forward. Looks for the target, Batim Zeba. He looks to turn Ryan. Ryan probably did enough there to put Zeba off, and a bit of a tame effort. Ozurskis has checked in for his first minutes of the game. Goes down the line. That's a bit of a wayward pass from Ozurskis. I'm sure his mum will be watching. She'll be happy he's got on the court. This is Shaq. His first minutes. Watch out for his feet. And Dan Fumato is back on. He wants Azri to go. He'll try and dictate the play now. And that's a great tackle. And Ben Kanechi's coming on. It's his first minute on the court. And Fumato with a beautiful split tackle. It's a nice ball. Kazic tries to go to the back post. Thank you. Netterson goes long, and he was looking for Groudon. It's not a bad option. Nathan Groves, probably the first time he's really got his hands on the ball. And not a bad tackle there from Ben Kanechi as Azri was coming forward. That could have been a 3-on-2. A smart foul there from the season, Ben Kanechi. With Azri and Fumato standing over it. Obviously, we've already seen Dan Fumato blast one in from distance. I have a feeling he might go for another. He doesn't. Azri, he does. He gets it back. Fumato looks up. It's a good double team. Giacopo vocal on the bench. He's not happy. Fumato looks up. Slowing the game down, gives it to Azri. The game almost being played at a walking tempo, which is unlike a final. Fumato gives it away, and Ryan's coming forward. And it was a good tackle. Ryan yet to take a break. Goodlich wants him on. I imagine he'll try and run out the whole game if he can. Kanechi, he looks forward. He gives it away through the middle, and Azri, he was looking for Fumato. Zerskis, that's a beautiful ball there to Ryan on the left, and I thought that went in, but it looks like it hit the outside post and come back out. Zerskis going one-on-one with Fumato. He's having none of it, and he's hacked from behind, and the advantage is played, and that's a great finish by Shaq. No. But Dan Fumato, he made that goal after being hacked down. But it's a good finish, it's a smart finish by Shaq. Ball's back on. Cobras down again. Will Hawks look to cement their lead, and that was a nice ball by Jordan Giacopo. The Zerskis couldn't quite get there. Goodlich wants them to sit halfway. Trying to lure them into a false sense of security by making them play short. Zeba. Kazic has it wide. Zeba's back on. The maestro at the back. Fumato's not happy with that ball. I'm sure he'll let him know. Giacopo comes forward. Gives it to Zebra, and it's been intercepted, and Fumato's got it, and he's got a free man wide, and I think Fumato's bought a foul there. Zebra giving Kazic some wise words of wisdom as Fumato's going to line up a shot, and after the last free kick didn't quite work out, I'm sure he's just going to go for a hit and hope this time. He looks up, and that wasn't far away from Dan Fumato, and I think he knows it. Seems that that's the best option at the moment for the Hawks. Give it to Dan Fumato, and he'll do the rest. A long throw, and Groudon just gets something on there, but I don't think this is the way for the Cobras to unlock the Hawks. It's a poor tackle, and an open goal there for Braz Kazic. It's a beautiful, well done there by Dan Fumato. Great awareness to just roll it into the passage of Brad Kazic, and he takes the check. Giacopo is not happy. Nixon didn't do him. Jar Jar, the goal scorer, has just checked back in for Zerskis, and Nixon Dindal's gone down, and Zeba kicks it away. And with the likes of Groudon on the court here for Cobras, they could make something happen here, but he's been told to go away by Jar Jar. He's obviously feeling confident with that rat's tail after his last effort. Went goal bound. He steps up Jar Jar, and it's taken a deflection, and that is a corner. They've got Dindle, the left footer, taking it. Bold approach, but Groudon hasn't got a bad left foot. Puts it onto his right, and he's got a hammer, and Famato is everywhere at the moment. This is his game. An assist and 2 goals. Cobras will be relying on him to gas out, but he's showing no signs yet. Maybe he's had a Red Bull or 2. Jar Jar. A terrible touch, and the Dan Famato show, I was going to say continues, but he gives it away. That probably would have been the option to... That would have probably been the goal that sealed the win early on. But 3-1, he's let Cobras off. Wants to keep the game interesting. Dindle goes wide to Jar Jar. Is it again? That's a good call from Groudon. The Cobras just need to keep it here. There we go. Famato's committed, and Jordan's run away from it. And Famato, there we go. He's gassing out a bit now. I imagine a sub's coming very soon. There we go. He's just called it. That Red Bull's, the first one's wearing off. I'm sure he'll stock up at half time. Jar Jar brings it forward. Gives it wide to Groudon. Needs to check back in there. Groudon, it's a good ball. He's about to check out. Ryan's about to check back in. Dindle gives it wide to Giacopo. That's a good ball. And if he can give it to the back post, that's a beautiful ball by Jar Jar and a great run by Ryan. So the Hawks all over them early on. With 2 minutes to go. Obviously, we've got the 2-minute stop clock coming too. Giacopo, shots like that aren't going to cut it at this time. It's going to be a goalkeeper's throw. They're pressing. Obviously, there's no Famato, no Zebra at top to win the ball. But what a throw by that was by Nathan Golves, and unlucky there from, I believe that's Reynolds with the first time shot. It was a nice ball by Giacopo. Rakan Azari having none of it as he takes it off. Bit of confusion here. I think it was a corner ball, but it's been given as a goal kick. The refs didn't quite see that touch. Different goals. He's going to go long again, looking for Reynolds. Giacopo's all over it this time. Probably needs to head that out, not try and chest it. He's tried to go for the back of Reynolds, and Reynolds has come out on top. Rakan Azri with a blast, and that was 100% a save. It's a great save by Oat, the number 60 for the West Coast Cobras. Zebra with the dummy. Reynolds has it on the left. Ryan blocks it, and Jar Jar just needs to bring that down. You can never let the occasion get the better of you. And it almost looks like that's what's happening for the West Coast Cobras at the moment. Again there, Ryan gives a nice ball wide, but Jar Jar's got to come to the ball. Oh, it goes short. There's Giacopo. Plays down the line. Jar Jar just can't get a good touch on the ball. It's just bouncing off him at the moment. Zeba goes short. Into Ward. Ward to Reynolds. That's a nice play from the Hawks, just keeping a bit of possession. There's a minute left. A minute of stop clock is a long time, but if you can keep hold of the ball, it'll fly by. Giacopo to Jar Jar. Tries to roll it back to Giacopo and doesn't quite got this time, but they've got a side ball. Dindle goes wide to Ryan. He will be the key to unlock this game for the Cobras. They're about to get a 2-goal deficit. I imagine they'll get a few from him. Jar Jar to Zeba. That's a really nice ball over the line. So I've been told the number 26 who's just checked in is Gabe Reynolds. 15, I think he plays for the Northern Hawks youth team. So stepping up to the big occasion. I'm sure Gio Copper will give him a warm welcome with a tackle very soon. Zeba has it at the back. Gives it to Rikai Nasri. That's a nice parallel down the line, and Zeba's kicked it away again. Ryan to Dindal. Gives it wide to Giacopo. Down the line to Zerkis. On the left, and that was a sharp shot, but a good save. It's another long ball. Looking for Reynolds, and not a bad first touch. That's a good option for the Northern Hawks. Looks like they're going to go for a left-footed shot from Reynolds. There's a second left. I think he's a bit far away, and he has gone for it, and it's gone to the back post, and that is half-time with the Northern Hawks leading the West Coast Cobras 3-1. Goal scorers, Dan Fumado, Brad Kazic, and Shaq Hafiq, and the lonesome goal scorer, Altai Altintas, for the West Coast Cobras. We'll be back in a few minutes to bring you the second half.
And we are here with the first half stats for you guys. Attempted passes, Northern Hawks 116 against 99 for the Cobras. Hawks more successful as well in the completed passes, 70 against 54. Their passing percentage also high, 60% against 55. And 60% possession against 39 for the West Coast Cobras. You can see by the stats there that the score line is justified, and we'll be right back for you for the second half.
And we are back for the second half. The Northern Hawks will kick us off. Obviously, the West Coast Cobras, who spent most of the season at the top of the league and then got pipped in the last week. The Perth Pumas are down. Hopefully, for their sake, they're not out. But the Northern Hawks have played very well. Dan Fumato in particular, he's had a standout game. But you wouldn't expect anything else from the big man. But with Lockie Ryan on the court for the Cobras, you can't really count them out. He's a big game player and scores some big goals. So I think we've got 16 minutes to see what this is going to bring, with two tactical masterminds on each bench, with Greg Farrell and John Goodlich, two of the best WA has to offer. I'm sure it's going to end up being a bit of a chess game, and this is really just the curtain raiser for the exact same fixtures for tomorrow's Men's Super-Liga Grand Final. There'll be a few players backing up from this game into that, so tune in for that at 7:30. But back for this game, Groudon just trying to take on Zeba down the line. He's having none of it. Dindal's got it wide. Gives it to Zerskas on his left. This will be a good opportunity to shoot. Zerskas to the back post, and it's another good save by Nathan. Northern Hawks side ball here after another giveaway there from the West Coast Cobras. They've been their own worst enemy at times this game. It looks like they are employing a press now. They were choosing to sit off in the first half. I think that was to kind of combat the long balls, but they were still going through, and that's credit to the Northern Hawks goalkeeper. His throws were exceptional. Harvey gives it to Zebra, and Ode gets enough on it. He goes long to Groudon, but the throws just aren't sticking, really. But I don't think that's so much the target's fault. That's in Ryan and Groudon. It's more the throws from, they're a little bit wayward. But he's got 40 minutes to get them right, and it's a good idea there from Famata, but the Cobras have got a 3-on-1 if they can pray it right. Zerskis really needed to go to the back post there. Didn't do it, was making the run. Rakan Azri. He looks up, chips forward. Well shepherded out there by Oat. Oat rolls it out to Ryan. Ryan checks in, goes wide to Ozerskis. Slows the game down a little bit. Azri gives it wide to Gabe Reynolds, the 15-year-old. Ryan brings it forward, and he's just got a wall to go past, and that's definitely a foul. Not called there by referee Taz Paraskevas. I'm sure the Cobras will be calling conspiracies very soon. Famado, wide to Azri. Zerskis cuts that one out. Famado back on, and he's at target. Famado holds up. Zerskis has done enough to send him wide, and Dan Famado went to the back post. Shakafik just couldn't get enough on it. Kanechi's back on. Ran into trouble there, and Hock just on the right, and that's just gone wide. So we've got a matchup here. Ryan and Famado. Famado, that's a dangerous tackle. He's gone off the ground there. Probably lucky not to be given a foul and possibly a yellow. But if you get away with it, I'm not one to complain. Famado definitely been the man of the match and the standout player so far, with a goal and 2 assists. Ben Kanechi, well defended there with his head. Hafik's going to take this side ball. Kazic is going to come. Can feel a dummy coming. He doesn't. He tries to go with his left. Probably would have been better with a dummy. And Groudon's going to go forward. Ryan's got to go with him. Groudon tried to check back on his right, and it was well defended there by the Northern Hawks. They are getting back in numbers. Groudon. Ryan on the right. I think they need a bit more of that. The Cobras haven't got many shots off, or many meaningful shots. That was a good idea there from Groudon, looking for Kanechi through the middle. Groudon to Ryan. He's one-on-one with Coctus, and Famado with another eccentric kick away. Giacopo is being pressed. Very, very good awareness there from Dan Famado. Ben Ward's checked in. Kazic to Ward. Giacopo's on his touch, and it's a great press there. Kanechi on the left end. He's been knocked off the ball. The fake gets in, and it's going to turn scrappy. You can already see it coming. Giacopo is obviously being told to press Ward when he's on the court, because that was a very aggressive press, more or less out of nowhere. And that's a great turn by Groudon on the left, and Ben Kanechi was so close. But good turn there from Groudon, and that's more what the Cobras need. Jordan, another aggressive press to Ward, and he's given it away, and Ryan to Groudon. Groudon wants it down his right all the time. Giacopo gives it back to Oat. He looks up, gives it to Kanechi. Kanechi does enough there. Oh, it goes long. He's looking for Groudon, and it's hit the roof. Throws just haven't quite been on target yet from the West Coast Cobras goalkeeper. It's off the line. Famato throws it down in disgust. He won't want his MVP performance to go anywhere. Kazic. Hafik. The Cobras are doing a bit of a no press. They've either got to all go or none of them go. There's no point only having 2 go. And there's 3 people up there. There's always a free man, and that's just going to go into the game plan of the Northern Hawks, who are happy to sit and attack not every time. And Groudon, that's a beautiful touch. What a goal that is by Zach Groudon. An exceptional first touch to bring it down into Megs, the Northern Hawks goalkeeper. That was a beautiful finish. See if we caught this one in the instant replay. We did. Giacopo, and that's an exceptional first touch from Groudon. And what a finish. So that is a goal that can spark a comeback, and for the West Coast Cobras' sake, they hope it will. As Jar Jar's checked back in, we've seen some of his goals go viral over the years, and Dan Famato almost outdone Zach Groudon there. What a touch that was. Just coming off the crossbar. Honestly, Dan Famato is having the game of his life. Coach Goodlich wants them to drop. Not sure if you can hear that one. Famato takes on 2, pushes Giacopo over. And that's a foul that's been called on Dan Famato. Probably a bit lazy there. Could be due to him getting tired. Again, that second ripple is probably wearing off. Zach Bergkamp, Groudon indeed. Greg Simmons, I agree. Giacopo. So he plays the easy 1-2. They don't need to rush it. And that's a beautiful first-time touch there from Dindal through the legs of Zeba. And you can see the Cobras are starting to just get on top at the moment. A pass back wanted there from the Cobras. I couldn't quite see it. It looked like just a tangle of legs. Famato, he gives it away, and Ryan's one-on-one with Zebra, and that's a foul. It's not being given. Jar Jar on the right, and he plays it over, but I think Ryan was probably hard done by not to get a foul there. Zebra tries to go for Reynolds. You can't quite see it, but Zeba is trying to dictate the game just off your screen, telling his players where to go. Obviously, he's using his experience. And I think Coach Goodlich has got to realize that Giacopo needs to step to his man a little bit quicker. He's leaving him a bit too much space. For this is prime example. Dindal comes forward. Giacopo rolls forward to Ryan. He looks up. What a ball that is from Lucky Ryan, and Zeba's gone through the back of him. And Giacopo's not happy. Let Zeba know about it, and this is what we need in the final, a little bit of spice. It was a bit of a late foul, probably an unnecessary reaction from Giacopo, but he's just passionate. Ryan has been known to put a few of these before. He scored one in the Men's Supa-Liga A Grand Final last week. Can he recreate a bit of magic and get the Cobras back level? We're about to find out. Lucky Ryan steps up. Straight into the wall, straight into Zeba. He didn't move, and it was a good block. Giacopo. Possibly forcing these long balls a little bit too much now. Azri. Dindal reads it through the middle, and we've got a 3-on-1. Ryan Tried to go back to Dindor. Asri was all over it. He looks forward. Giacopo gets his head on it. And Ryan's got it again. Fumato again through the back. Dindor. And we've got a West Coast Cobras timeout here. So with 5 minutes and 5 seconds remaining, this game is quite evenly poised as the Cobras are starting to get on top. I'm with Tana Campos. Tana, how do you think the next 5 minutes is going to go?
I think it's going to be very intense. Both teams are going to pick up the physicality of the game. The referees are going to have to be on top of it. If Cobras get a go back in the next 5 minutes, I can certainly assure that the coach for the Northern Hawks are going to play fifth man. So let's see if Cobras can get a go back very quickly. We're going to see a very intense physical match coming up.
I could not have said it better myself, and I do wholeheartedly agree with you, Tana. I think it is going to go either way. Obviously, the Cobras look like they are starting to get on top a little bit in the last few minutes, but I can see Greg Farrell now just on the right-hand side of me. He is telling the boys, just you got to stay compact. I imagine he's going to rely on Zeba, Fumato, and Asri to see this game out with a mixture of a few of the younger boys, the Reynolds brothers in particular. And as I said, that Fumato's being dragged by Farrell. We can see it down the line here. Dindal. It's a dummy from Groudon. Ozerskus on the left, and that's just blasted wide. It's a goalkeeper's ball. He looks up, gives it to Reynolds. Zeba's kicked it away for the third time. Groudon's going to take it. I think this is going to be a blast. I thought it was going to be a blast from Ozerskus, but it was given to Jar Jar, and they tried to work something a little bit smart. That's a risky throw there, but it's worked out. Asri gives it back to Zeba. And Zeba has played well. Obviously, Fumato will get the headlines with his goal involvements, but Zeba's had a quietly very good game. And here he is here. He's still winning the ball, but Tim Zeba, and that's exceptional play from the number 29. Great work rate from him, and he has dictated the game. And Asri, what a ball that was. Oh, it goes short. To Dindal, he took a bit of a knock there, did Ode, but he's back up, feeling that jaw. Dindal to Altintas, can he create a bit of magic? Groudon tried to roll Zeba, he was having none of it. Groudon to Ozerskus on the left, and that was a very important block there from Rikan Asri, as that was going straight to Altay Jar Jar. Dindal tried to go for the shot. Asri, he gives it away, and Cobras would be smart here to just almost let the Hawks just give them possession back, because they are panicking a little bit. And Ozerskus, another good ball, but Asri once again there to get it out, and Shafiq just runs out there. Groudon down the line. A bit of a mishap of a kick there. Almost took John Goodlich out. Groudon gives it back to Hafiq. He goes down the line to Asri. Asri to Zeba. He had his back turn, but he did well there. Zeba, a nice touch and nice feet there from the young man Reynolds. And Groudon's pressed Hafiq. If he can look up and find Ryan, he can't. Hafiq again, and Ozerskus has been beaten to the ball by Asri, and he puts it across. Ryan gets it out. If Groudon can use the... Oh, I thought he was going to use the ball momentum there to keep him, but it just went out. Reynolds. And that was 4 seconds. Groudon's going to take it. Fumato checks in for Asri. Giacopo, he's checked back in. Gives it straight away to Reynolds. He comes forward. Ozerskus wants to show everyone he's been going to the gym and gives 26 a firm arm. He gives it through the middle. Famado's beaten to it, and Rafik. It's a one-on-one with Giacopo. Well blocked there by Jordan Giacopo, and Gabe Reynolds, the number 26 of the Northern Hawks, is checking out. He's played well, but it's an open game here for Famado, and he's took a tumble, and probably a small foul there from Giacopo. Probably needed to do it, as Famado was on there for a second. With 1 minute 40. We're into stop clock territory now. Famado to Asri. Gives it the roll back to Famado. Ryan's pressed. It's a great ball, and Batim Zebra gets his head on it. And that's another exceptional long ball there, as Zerskis is checking off for Grouden. 1 minute 30 remaining. But passes like that aren't going to cut it at this time. Coctus gives it back to his goalkeeper. He looks long, and Giacopo. It's a great press there from Jordan Giacopo on Zebra, but he does enough. Asri was chasing that, a bit of a lost cause, but that's what you've got to do in the final, and West Coast Cobras have got it all to do with a minute remaining. They're looking for Ryan. He hasn't been able to get into the game as much as he'd liked here, but if he can get a goal now, they won't care. Zach Groudon's got it. He busts it on the right, and Zebra again, another exceptional block. Ryan's got it. 50 seconds remaining. Chips it forward to Dindal. He has it there, and Famado all over it. He wants to make sure he gets that MVP. Ryan looks up, gives it to Groudon. Groudon, what a ball that was to Lockie Ryan, but he couldn't turn it goal bound. And we've got a 2v2 here. Rakan Asri toe pokes it, and if Cobras can get this quickly, they've got a one-on-one going, and they really needed to go there, and he has. And Ryan gets enough of Famado, and Famado then gets him again and probably did just enough to put him off. Giacopo is pressing Famado. It was a late foul, but Ryan's got the chance. Giacopo! Oh, he puts it wide. That was the chance for him. For Jordan Giacopo to be the hero. It was great awareness there from Lockie Ryan just to put it into the path of Giacopo, but he couldn't turn it goal bound, and with 10 seconds remaining, it's now or never. Lockie Ryan looks up, and that was probably the final chance. 8 seconds remaining. And a 1-goal deficit. It looks like it's just gonna not be enough. One last roll of the dice. It's a long throw, but Lockie Ryan can't do much with that. And a second on the clock. It's gonna be all over here, and the Northern Hawks get the win over the West Coast Cobras in the Men's Super-Liga B Grand Final. Masterclass from Dan Famado probably got them over the line. But a great game all around. We'll quickly run through the stats for you. So the Northern Hawks were all over the West Coast Cobras in terms of completed passes. As you can see, they're 159, and the passing percentage probably sums that game up. It was a little bit wayward for both teams. But looking at that, you can just see that the Northern Hawks probably did deserve it with the shots. They're just getting the better of the West Coast Cobras, but a great game overall, and Dan Famado show probably got the win for them. I think we'll be back in a couple for an interview. So if you just bear with us. We're here with the youngest player of the Northern Hawks, Gabe Reynolds. Great game from you. What did you think of the game and how did you think you guys played and you personally?
Didn't play much of the first half, but that was just because something that was happening behind the scenes. But when I played, I think I did all right. Could have done some things better, but yeah, I think the team played really well. We kept strong throughout the whole game, and yeah, the other team did really well. So
One more question. What did you think about playing with Dan Fumato?
great to play with.
Cool. Thanks, Gabe. Go enjoy your celebrations.